What's up, you guys? It's Cody Steck. I'm here talking about 6 pros and 6 cons to buying new construction. We're going to talk about some things you need to look out for, as well as some of the things that you're going to get by going the new construction route. We're going to talk first about the positives, because there are some really good things with going this new construction route, but make sure to watch all the way till the end to get the full picture of some of the things you need to look out for. These cons are things that you do not want to overlook. With that being said, let's jump in. So number 1 on our list might be one of the obvious ones, and that's the fact that you get a brand new home. You're getting a home that nobody's ever lived in. It's going to be clean, it's going to be nice, it's going to be spotless inside. Before you buy a new construction home, usually about 1 week before you do the actual closing, you're going to walk through with the superintendent of the builder. You're going to put blue tape on any scratches, dings, or dents that you see in the home, anything that needs to be corrected. If you've got a door that's a little sticky, or maybe a light that doesn't turn on, or maybe there's some scratches in the paint, something like that, you can walk through and they're going to send in a team to take care of those items before you actually close on the home. This is the best way to get a home that has basically 0 problems. Number 2 on our pros list is that you get to design the home exactly how you want. You get to choose the countertops, you get to choose the cabinets, you get to choose the paint colors, you get to choose the elevation of the home, you know, what it looks like on the front, where the roof lines are. You can get that detailed on some of these new construction homes. So that's a great benefit to building and buying something that's brand new. Number 3, which kind of expands on number 2, is that you get to actually choose the style of home that you want, whether you want a rambler or you want a 2-story, maybe you want a basement house, or maybe even a dome. You get to choose your style when you build a new home. You also get to choose what lot you want it on. If you're building in a subdivision, the builder's generally going to have many different lots. If you want a corner lot, you can choose the corner lot. If you want the one at the end of the street, you can choose that one. If you want one right in the middle, you've got that option as well. You get to choose your lot. You're not just subject to whichever home comes up for sale that day. The 4th pro on our list is that you're not going to have repairs or maintenance for a long time. You are going to have your general homeowner maintenance, you know, changing the furnace filter or cleaning the house in general. But that's one of the nice things about buying new, is you don't have any major long-term maintenance that's going to need to be done for a while. You're not going to have to replace the roof. You're not going to need a new furnace. You're not going to need new floors. You've got a lot of these things that are going to last for years and years. You know, for the actual length of time that most people stay in a home these days, you're actually more likely to move out before you're even going to need to replace those items. Number 5 on our list, you're going to get a home that is energy efficient and has a lot of tech in it. I see a lot of new homes now that are selling with Nest thermostats and Ring doorbells and smart garage door openers, even smart ovens where you can turn on the oven from your phone. So you're driving home, you're like, hey, we're going to throw in the turkey. You just turn on the oven on your way home. It's pretty crazy what type of tech and energy efficiency goes into this. You're going to get great insulation. You're going to get the best construction that you can on the house itself. So your utility bills are going to be low, and it's going to be really nice because of that. You're basically getting a state-of-the-art home that is based on today's technology and building standards. And number 6 on our list for the pros is that you're going to get a good layout. You know, a lot of times you go into these older homes and they've got weird layouts. They're funky, they're chopped up, they might be small homes, they might be really basic. You know, I know a lot of ramblers that were built in the 70s are just kind of basic. You know, they've got a couple bedrooms upstairs, a couple bedrooms down. You know, the layout is decent, but it's not that same concept that you get today, where it's the nice open floor plan. You've got the living room and the dining room and the kitchen that all kind of flow together. You just don't get that in older homes, but when you build a new home, you are going to have the option to get that if that's what you want. And with that being said, let's jump into some of the cons that you're going to want to know about. But before we do that, guys, if you want to learn more about money and real estate, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing when I post these new videos just like this one. Give me a thumbs up while we're at it, and let's jump into the cons. All right, talking about the cons on our list, the first one you're going to have is that you're going to pay top dollar for this home. When you go out and build a new home, you do have the benefits that I just listed, but because of that, you're going to pay premium for it. It's kind of like buying a new car. When you walk onto the car lot, you get a brand new car. Nobody's ever lived in it. You get the top of the line tech. Everything is brand new. It's not going to need maintenance. It's basically the same exact thing, where you are going to pay a premium for that, and you're paying the top dollar for the home. Generally, new construction actually kind of drives the market. When you've got big builders who are building these big subdivisions, they actually have a ton of control over what homes are selling for in that area. So even if you're in an older home outside of the area, the builder can have a large influence on how the home prices go in that market, right? Think about it this way. If you're buying a home in the new construction subdivision and then you compare and you look at a home that's outside of it, you can say, well, I'm going to get a 3,000 square foot Rambler brand new for, let's say, $400,000. But if I go into the older neighborhood, I can get a 3,000 square foot Rambler for, let's say, $350, right? That $50,000 spread is going to be the difference that you're getting because you're going that new construction route and you're getting something brand new. So you do pay a premium. You can get stuff that's cheaper, that's going to be the same, possibly a couple years old, maybe 10, 15, 20 years old in another subdivision, but you don't get all those pros that we just talked about. Number 2 on our list, the builder has a lot of the control in the contract. They generally write their own contracts and they've got the control over the market. They're not usually going to give you a price reduction, at least not in a hot market. If you're in a market like I am right now, the builders basically have all of the control. They get to choose what fees you pay. They don't have to pay closing costs, and they're generally not giving you any type of price reduction. Now, I should add one little caveat to that. If you do use their preferred lender, they will usually give you an incentive by offering to pay some of your closing costs. But to be honest, I've actually found that a lot of times the lenders that the builders prefer to work with actually pad some of their fees to be able to offer that incentive back to you. So a lot of times it is a little bit better of a deal, but not quite as good as you would expect. And again, number 3 on our list, the way that the contract is written usually protects the builder. The builder basically says, hey, we're gonna try to finish this thing. We're gonna do the best that we can, but there might be delays during the process, and basically you can't do anything about it. That's just the way that it goes when you build a new construction home. The builder says, look, there's a lot of variables, which there are, but they basically just say, you know, we're gonna do our best, but if something does come up, you can't do anything about it. So unfortunately, the builder does have control when it comes to those things as well. Number 4 on our list of cons is that the process takes generally a pretty long time. When you go and decide to build a new construction home, you can expect that you're gonna have a 6 to 12 month process. It could even be longer on luxury homes. Luxury homes, you might be closer to 18 months or maybe even 2 years if you're going through an intense architectural design. You've got to get it approved through the city, you've got to get permits, you got to get somebody who knows what they're doing and can actually build that home for you. But you know, let's say that you're going kind of the average route, you're going through a subdivision and a builder who's built many homes, you're probably still looking anywhere from 6 to 9 months in most cases. Number 5 on our list of cons, and make sure you stay tuned for number 6 because it gets even better. The one that you want to know about here is that you're going to be in a subdivision that's potentially going to see construction for the next 6 months, year, maybe even 2 years. You're gonna have trucks driving by, you're gonna have dirt on the roads, you're gonna have loud pounding and hammering and nail guns going off throughout the day if they're doing construction in the neighborhood. So just be aware of that. Depending on where you actually put your home within the subdivision, you might have all of those disturbances that come with the new construction process for at least the next little while they finish out the subdivision. And depending on where you're at, if you're here in Utah, where I'm at, when you build a new construction home, generally they've completely leveled the land, so you're going to have all fresh trees and fresh shrubs. That to me is actually a negative because you don't get that mature tree feel that you get in some of those established neighborhoods. It's going to be pretty barren in that new subdivision for a while until some of those trees grow in. So if you're in a place like I am here in Utah, just be ready for that. Number 6, one of the most important things when buying a new construction home, just be aware that upgrades are not cheap and there's a lot of things that do not come with the home depending on your area. Now I know every area is a little bit different, but here in Utah where I'm at, a lot of upgrades do not come standard. If you want backyard landscaping, it's going to cost you extra. If you want a fence, it's going to cost you extra. Oh, you want blinds in your house? Going to cost you extra. You're going to have to add that in. The builder does not include those things here when they build a new construction home. Now in some areas they do, you know, in some areas they'll finish the whole house, in some areas they'll do all the landscaping, maybe throw in a fence. It really just depends on what kind of the norm is in your area. But here in Utah, that's another thing. They don't finish the basement. You get an unfinished basement unless you pay extra for it. So just some things to think about. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Let me know in the comment section down below. Give me a thumbs up here on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.